looking to upload your stories on the internet? You've heard of how people have built their audiences and made money, and you're interested in doing the same. So you start your journey, wide-eyed and wonderful, only to realize, wow, there are a lot of different platforms to choose from. I want to start this video off with a hard disclaimer that these are my own experiences with these platforms, primarily as an author. Your experiences will obviously differ, and if you have an interesting story of your own, please leave it in the comments below. I would also like to mention that there are many platforms, but I am only going to cover the ones that I've got personal experience with. This video today is for the writer either starting out or looking to switch platforms. The most important question we need to ask is, what do you want to get out of it? Are you looking to make money from your writing? Are you trying to get more practice for your writing? Or are you looking to build a community and get feedback on what you submit? The next equally important question is, what sort of writing do you do? I will admit, this video is catered more towards fiction writers, but I will link a video below. Hudson's video gives quite a wide range of platforms that cater for those non-fiction writers. It's quite detailed, so head over and give the full thing a watch. That being said, let's begin. So I was sold Wattpad on a bit of a dream. I read articles on this platform saying how it kick-started people's careers, how writers ended up with thousands of followers only after a few years and received exclusive offers and opportunities every other week. Wattpad prides itself on creating opportunities for authors, and that just wasn't really my experience. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad platform by any means, but it does have its issues which we will get to. So first off, the pros. Wattpad has a healthy selection of writing contests that run all year round. It should be noted that the contests don't always have financial prizes. Some allow winners to receive one-on-one coaching to help with story concepts. Other prizes have included opportunities to chat with professional authors, received gift cards, or even win products like a new laptop. It's also a relatively easy platform to use and navigate as an author. There are no penalties for posting or removing chapters, and there's even a scheduling feature if you want chapters to drop at a certain time. Now for the not so great points. Tagging on Wattpad is almost non-existent, and finding things on the platform is kind of a nightmare. Again, this could just be because I'm not as used to this platform as I am to others. There is a search function, but it's not very detailed. You can search for a word if you know that that's in the title, and you can narrow this down by adding a tag, but that's about it. It's usable, but it's a little clunky. I've been on the platform for a few years now, and it took me a very long time for anyone to see my books. I remember being so excited to upload my completed stories to the platform. It took me weeks to get them edited and formatted. I hit publish, and I shit you not, it was at least 2 months before any of my books got a single read. Granted, my stories are LGBTQ+, and there's not as large an audience for that material as there is for everything else. But in saying that, that has never happened before with any other platform I've ever uploaded to. I read a lot of articles saying that the best way to grow your audience was to like other stories and leave lots of comments on people's chapters, but that always felt kind of gross and disingenuous. It's hard for me to find stories I like on this platform, and spending hours of time hunting and stalking other people's stories so I could leave comments just to get eyes on myself was just not something I was invested in doing. And what about those other fantastic opportunities? Well, I did eventually get a few comments on my books, and almost all of them were very dodgy small companies who claimed they had an offer of a lifetime for me as an author. A short Google was enough to tell me that most of them were straight up scams, or platforms from overseas with extremely predatory contacts and very small audiences. If anyone offers to pay for you to leave Wattpad to join their company, please make sure you do your research and work out exactly who they are. This is a pretty good segue into AnyStories. Rather than finding this platform myself, I was actually sent an email by a recruiter who initially messaged me on Wattpad. AnyStories is a great platform to practice your Googling skills on. The language in it gives me kind of weird vibes, not quite AI, but not quite plain English either. Apparently, I'm not alone in feeling odd about this, because it didn't take me long to find people who had issues with this strange site. Some people had a wonderful experience with the platform and insisted it was a great way to get paid for their work. There were also a few people I found that had the complete opposite experience, saying that they were finding it incredibly difficult to get out of their contracts with this platform. They described little promotion, 0 customer responses, and no profits to speak of. Allegedly. We do the search test again, and we find that we can only search by title or by clicking more and manually finding the tag we want. Alas, that's all the information I can give on this platform because I was absolutely not game enough to sign up as an author, and I don't regret that decision. I covered Inkitt a lot in my first ever video. It is the platform I had 14 of my completed books stolen from and uploaded to YouTube and Patreon. Fun! But, is it overall a good platform? Despite this blemish, I still use Inkitt to upload to this day. It has a very active community and is easy to use and navigate. The tagging function is practical and you can add tags that don't already exist in its system. Inkitt also has writing contests that run all year round. Similar to Wattpad, the prizes range greatly. Sometimes it's just a badge to put on your profile, other times it's a cash reward. Inkitt has an app-only function to story uploads, which is what I'm now using in a small attempt to make theft of my work a little more difficult. You can see people's comments and reactions to your chapters in real time, and you can respond to them. And there is also a scheduling feature for convenience. What does separate Inkitt is that it has a function similar to Patreon, where authors can have subscribers at different tiers. Authors can choose to restrict a few of their books so they can only be accessible by subscribers. Also similar to Patreon, the author can choose the price of these tiers, which I really like. There is a forum on the community page where you can request help for beta reading or editing, which I found very helpful in my own work. Inkitt also offers to publish your work for you if you choose on an app called Galatea. No idea if I pronounced that correctly, but I haven't heard it spoken before. Again, I can't offer much experience on this as I've never personally used this feature. I did look into it though, and it only has a 2.6 out of 5 trust rating on Trustpilot, with people complaining that it loads very slowly, is too expensive, predatory, and doesn't allow the purchase of books, only a sort of point system, which is used to read chapters. Allegedly. Let's move on to a not-so-modern platform. Fiction Press. Oh boy, this platform. I have strong feelings about this platform, which is pretty much the only reason I included it because I'm really not sure there's many people using this platform anymore. I might start a nostalgia war here, but I hate this platform. To start, it looks like something that was made in the late 90s, and it hasn't been updated since, which I think is fair because it was in fact created in 1998, and my god does it look like it, because it is heckin' ugly. There's also ads and pop-up banners all over the site that I just don't see on websites anymore outside of junk articles. Aside from that, the biggest thing I dislike about this platform is how many hoops I had to jump through to get my stories off it. I still have a profile on this platform. I don't want it there, but I can't delete it. As in, there is no way, at least from when I last checked, to delete your profile from Fiction Press. If you know a way, please let me know because I would love to find out. You might ask, why don't you just send them an email or submit a help ticket? Oh, I have. Multiple, in fact. No one from this website has ever gotten back to me. I recently Googled this question and found this rather hilarious conversation. I especially love the bottom comment that suggests that the person should just write explicit or racist comments or pretend to scam people so the profile is removed by the admins. Yeah, that's a fail for me. Moving on, we have Find a Novel. I find it quite hilarious that one of the first questions on the front page is Find Novel safe to read novel online? Yeah, I've never seen that before. Again, this is a personal opinion, but I also think the site looks a little outdated and just not so great in comparison to something like Inkitt or Wattpad. A huge portion of its library is smut-related or werewolf novels. That might be a win for you. I will admit to saying that I have some bias towards this platform, as it was revealed earlier this year that an enormous amount of its stories had been stolen from several authors and uploaded. The website allows you to search by title or by filter, which allows a couple more options. From what I could find, there is not much incentive to publish on this website. There's a relatively small audience, no writing competitions, and practically no community either. With nothing much to offer, let's move on. Patreon might be an odd one to include, but it's a platform I've used for many years now. The way I personally use it is to upload chapters and allow my Patreons early access to read them before they're released to the public. I also have a Patreon-only collection of stories that remain exclusively on that platform under a certain tier level. By establishing a direct connection with readers, authors can offer exclusive content, behind-the-scenes perks, and the ability to vote on projects in exchange for monthly support. This subscription-based model provides a predictable income stream. The amount of these subscriptions is chosen by the author and managed by Patreon. Patreon has an absolutely enormous amount of content, and you don't necessarily need to be a paying member to view the material. It's just a really great way to support small creators who otherwise would struggle to monetize their work. Here we are. One of the biggest and supposedly easiest platforms to publish your work on exclusively for profit, Amazon Kindle. It's all about the money with this platform as we move away from those interactable platforms like Wattpad and Inkitt. Authors can independently format, publish, and distribute their works to a global audience. KDP provides competitive royalty rates, allowing writers to retain a substantial portion of their earnings. Moreover, Amazon's extensive customer base and Kindle e-readers create a vast market for ebooks, increasing the potential for book sales and author discovery. Please note that this can go both ways. Amazon's algorithms can be complex and unpredictable, making it difficult for authors to gain visibility without substantial marketing efforts. There are other downsides too. For starters, please be aware that this platform will not offer editing or marketing. You will need to do that yourself. Lastly, KDP Select, which offers higher royalties, requires exclusivity, preventing authors from selling their ebooks on other platforms during the enrollment period. There is one other major note which can be best summed up by Laura Burrow.
Did you know that when books are pirated, Amazon punishes the author for that theft? So there's this thing called Kindle Unlimited. It's like Netflix, but for books. You pay a monthly fee, and then you have unlimited access to the entire catalog of books, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of titles. And so when authors elect to put their books up onto Kindle Unlimited, they are also agreeing to be exclusive to Kindle Unlimited. Their ebook cannot be sold anywhere else on the internet. So what happens if Amazon finds a manuscript anywhere else? Whether the author has anything to do with it, if it's on a piracy site or not, they do not issue a cease and desist. No, they cancel the author's Amazon account. They lock them out. They cannot even see their sales dashboard. And most of the time, the books are never reinstated. The books are removed from Kindle Unlimited and they are never reinstated. It's incredibly hard to sell a book if you can't sell it on Amazon. So what can we do to help? Do not close your Kindle Unlimited accounts. Keep reading your favorite authors. Read every single page. They get money for every page that you view. So read start to finish. Read the weird index and all that.
AO3 makes it onto this list as an honourable mention. This is because this isn't a site for making money, but it does have a very active community. Most people know Archive of Our Own as a fanfic-only site, but it does have a steadily growing selection of original works. You can access this website completely for free at any time, and the search function is awesome. You can search by language, by pairings, by series, by tags, by length, and just about anything else you can think of. I love this website. I use it mainly when I've got an itch to read some random fan fiction or another, but I also love it as an author. The tagging is really fluid and the interface is super friendly. It's not difficult to find things, and the community there is very strong. When my works were stolen back in June of 2024, my biggest support group and encouraging, loving comments came from the AO3 crowd. You guys are awesome. That being said, are there any major platforms that you personally love? Leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Thanks for sticking around. Until next time.